Hello students, this is Mrs. Hare. Today we're going to talk about exponents. As I've said in the past, mathematicians like to have shorthand ways to write things. They're not lazy, they're just looking for ways to write things quicker. If they wanted to write out 2 times 3, instead of using the words like on the screen, they came up with symbols. They would write 2 times 3. It means the exact same thing, it just takes up less space and it's quicker to write. Along those lines, mathematicians said if they have a long expression like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, they wanted to come up with a shorthand way to write that. So they came up with the idea of taking the number 2, the number you see, and then counting how many times they see that number. They see it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, so they would put a little 5 right there. The big 2 is called the base, and this little number is called an exponent. This number is read 2 to the power of 5. Or it can be read 2 to the 5th power. Sometimes it's helpful to understand exponents if you make a chart. 2 to the power of 1 equals 2. 2 to the power of 2 equals 2 times 2. 2 to the power of 3 equals 2 times 2 times 2. And 2 to the power of 4 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I'm going to do the same thing with 3's. 3 to the power of 1 equals 3. 3 to the power of 2 equals 3 times 3. 3 to the power of 3 equals 3 times 3 times 3. 3 to the power of 4 equals 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now let me show you a way that mathematicians can use exponents. I'm going to draw a square that is 2 by 2. I'm also going to draw a square that is 3 by 3. And we know that when we are finding the area of a square, we would take the side times the side. 2 by 2, that would equal 2 to the power of 2. Or for this square, it would be 3 times 3, the length times the width, or it would be 3 to the power of 2. Every time you're finding out the area of a square, you will have an exponent with the power of 2 because it's the side times the side, which would always be the sides to the power of 2. Well, mathematicians got tired of saying to the power of 2, and so they said since every time you have to the power of 2, it's the area of a square, you can say squared instead. So I could read this number 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the second power, or I could say 2 squared. This number could be read 3 squared. So the power of 2 is the same thing as saying squared. I'm going to give you another example of exponents. I have a cube drawn here, and we know that the volume of a cube will be the length times the width times the height. let's say that the length is 4, the width is 4, and the height is 4. So the volume will be 4 times 4 times 4. Well, that would equal 4 to the power of 3. And mathematicians said every time you get the volume of a cube, it will be to the power of 3. So why don't we call the power of 3, why don't we just call that cubed? So 5 to the power of 3 can be read 5 to the power of 3, 5 to the third power, or 5 cubed. So let's practice what we've learned. Read this number. Say it out loud to yourself. You should have said 7 to the power of 5 or 7 to the 5th power. And you should recognize that that would mean 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. You see the base is 7 and the exponent tells you how many times you're going to multiply the base. Now try this number. Say it out loud. You should have said 4 to the power of 2 or 4 squared. 4 squared would be 4 times 4. Now try this one. Say it out loud. You should have said 8 to the power of 3 or 8 cubed. And that would equal 8 times 8 times 8. Thank you, students, for getting on. I hope you're having a great day.